Tech news never stops. It's in perpetual motion. Like beer in a boils flask, which is a perpetual motion setup that only works with beer. Make sense? Now, let's get a little tipsy. Microsoft is finally fixing a long-standing Windows bug that caused the update and shut down option to instead restart your PC and leave it on. Kind of the opposite of what I wanted. The bug has been around pretty much since Windows 10 launched in 2015, and now, 10 years later, the fix is now available for the successor to Windows 10, Windows 11, just about 3 weeks after Microsoft cut off Windows 10's access to feature updates, which kind of confirms for me that this was all an elaborate prank. But I guess I won't look a gift horse in the mouth, and I'll just be grateful that the October 2025 optional patch addresses this issue so my machine can update and shut down properly at last. Rest well, sweet prince. Now that they've fixed this, Microsoft can move on to their next problem, the fact that they have more AI hardware than they know what to do with. In an interview alongside OpenAI CEO Sam Altman, Microsoft's Satya Nadella revealed that they actually don't have enough electricity to power their Scrooge McDuck-sized horde of GPUs. I guess that's why Microsoft has secured export licenses from the US government to ship NVIDIA AI chips that they have to the United Arab Emirates. Geez, the AI GPU market is so hot, tech companies are vacuuming them up like those fiends who camp out at Walmart before Pokemon card restock day. It's a game. I mean, they're playing a different game. AMD is continuing their attempt at cleaning up a mess of their own making by announcing that they will in fact provide drivers for RX 5000 and RX 6000 series graphics cards that do include game optimizations for the foreseeable future. As we mentioned on Friday, it looked like AMD was withholding those updates for RDNA 1 and 2 GPUs, which understandably stirred up a lot of backlash. Now, while AMD confirmed that the older cards will be on a separate driver branch than the latest hardware, they will also get bug fixes and security patches, in addition to the game optimizations, leaving everything pretty much how it was when this whole kerfuffle started. But we all had fun, didn't we? Speaking of the latest hardware, AMD confirmed that its next-gen consumer CPUs built on the Zen 6 architecture will carry the codename Ryzen Medusa. Don't look at it! Just put it in your computer. No eye contact. The launch of these chips is planned for the first half of 2027. AMD is using the age-old technique of knocking us off balance with a barrage of conflicting news. AMD, what are you doing with your damn GPU driver? Whoa, is that a new CPU? I turned to stone. Google has removed its lightweight Gemma model from the company's AI Studio developer suite after it allegedly fabricated a news story about US Senator Marsha Blackburn being accused of sexual assault. Senator Blackburn wrote an angry letter to Google after reportedly seeing screenshots of the false news story posted online by developers asking Gemma about it in a closed developer environment. We haven't seen the screenshots themselves anywhere. She just said that she saw this online. In response, Google clarified that Gemma wasn't a public chatbot, but an experimental model only available to developers through AI Studio and Vertex AI. It's not integrated into any of Google's public-facing services like the Gemini Assistant or Google AI Mode. Nevertheless, the tech giant quickly apologized and said it's tightening safeguards to prevent future hallucinations. And that's all it took. The hallucinations will be gone now. They just needed a sternly worded letter from a boomer Karen. Still, while one AI model was being grounded for bad behavior, another is about to get way more personal. Google executive Robbie Stein says the company's upcoming AI mode will know everything about you, with plans to give your AI companion access to your Gmail and Google Drive. Because nothing says trust quite like an assistant that can fact check your inbox. But do you want to know who you can really trust with your data? Our sponsor, DeleteMe, your personal data deletion specialist, which is a useful thing to have, since data brokers already have your info, unless you've avoided using the internet for the past couple decades, and this is the first video you've watched since 2004. I am honored. And also, I'm so sorry. This is how the internet is now. But I'm not sorry that DeleteMe has family plans now, with easy to use, regularly scheduled personal data deletion requests and detailed reports for the whole squad. Head on over to the video description and check out DeleteMe today. If energy can't be created or destroyed, then how did these quick bits pop into existence from nowhere? Apple has finally launched its web version of the App Store, letting users browse, search, and even remotely install apps to their iPhones and iPads directly from a desktop browser. The new interface looks almost identical to the App Store app on Apple devices, offering a vast upgrade over the previous web-based App Store interface, which only consisted of individual listings for apps, but lacked other features like a Discover page or app management. The update allows weirdo PC users like me to have a peek into what life is like inside Apple's mysterious walled garden. Do they all sit in artisanal cafes dressed like Tim Cook to write their screenplays? I can't wait to find out. Proofpoint researchers say hackers are teaming up with organized crime rings to steal cargo by breaching trucking and logistics systems. By using stolen credentials and remote access tools, attackers are managing to hijack fleet dashboards, reroute shipments, and eventually steal entire shipping containers before anybody notices. The whole thing has a very Kim Possible man in the chair vibe. Shigo, I mean. The attacks blur the line between cybercrime and Grand Theft Auto, literally, with hackers using fake phishing emails and pickup orders, getting couriers to do almost all of the work for them. It's a lot like Michael Mann's 1981 masterpiece, Thief, but there are way more computers and not nearly enough Willie Nelson, unless he's also involved. No! Snapmaker's U1 3D printer is now officially on sale after becoming one of the most successful Kickstarters in history, pulling in 20 million USD in pre-orders. The hype is well deserved, largely thanks to its standout feature, the use of 4 independent extruders. Now, this design allows users to print in multiple colors by changing the actual tool head, reducing wasted plastic and time. Wow. Combined with pricing starting at a very accessible $850, depending on your situation, it's easy to see why this launch has been massive. It's basically the 3D printing equivalent of a 4-barrel carburetor, only this one costs less to fill up. A comparison I understand, SpaceX is teaming up with a startup named Besxar. I think it's a play on Besxar, like from Star Wars, but it's an X, Besxar, I don't know, to mount semiconductor manufacturing modules on Falcon 9 booster rockets, hoping the vacuum of space improves chip production. These fab ships will ride up, use the vacuum of space for ultra clean fabrication, hoping that cosmic rays aren't an issue, and return with the booster in about 10 minutes. Meanwhile, NVIDIA just launched its powerhouse H100 GPU into orbit via a Star Cloud satellite to test running full-blown AI data centers in space instead of Earth. These billionaire corpo suits are so desperate not to bring manufacturing back to the good old US of A that they'll go anywhere, even the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism, space! Even I was confused by that sentence. And Reflect Orbital, a California startup, plans to launch thousands of giant mirrors into space, speaking of, to beam sunlight on demand onto Earth after it gets dark. Astronomers and environmental experts are warning this could be catastrophic for night sky observations, disrupt wildlife and human sleep cycles, and fundamentally change how we experience darkness. I don't know, worth a shot though. It sounds like these guys were inspired by this 2018 story about Chinese scientists planning on launching an artificial moon to illuminate the night sky. I don't think they ever did it, probably because the whole plan, did sound a little unhinged, but at least they're not pulling an Elon Musk, who tweeted his vision for a large solar-powered AI satellite constellation to intercept and control how much solar energy makes it to the Earth. This talk of reflecting sunlight makes me think we need to reflect on how our most powerful people are following in the footsteps of The Simpsons villainous Mr. Burns. He wanted to block out the sun too. And look what happened to him. Shot by a baby. And that's all for today, folks. Looks like our perpetual motion machine finally ran out of beer. If you liked that ride though, ooh, you should really be looking forward to Wednesday where we'll have even more tech news. Whoa, I won't even get into it. Okay?